Hey, can I show you something really cool using my lucky coin? It's actually an old silver dollar my grandfather gave me. And he used to do this trick where, well, I could just show you. So what he would say is, look, on the back side is a bald eagle. On the front side is Lady Liberty. But on the inside, well, on the inside there's nothing. Let me just fold that back the way it was so you can see it again. The truth is there's something weird about the properties of this coin. I don't know if it's the silver or what's going on, but if you pull hard enough, you can get that coin to pass right through the back of your hand. It's pretty weird. Another thing is, if you leave it in this hand for too long, it'll eventually jump back to where it started. Let me show you that again. So it starts off in one hand, but if you leave it there too long, it'll jump back to where it started. Now, if it can do that, let's put a barrier in between. So I'll put the coin in my pocket. Now, if we just give a little rub, we can get that coin to pass right through the material. There's one more thing though. Would you like to see another coin trick? Hello, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me again. So today I want to teach you a one coin routine. Now you can use this routine as a jumping off point, or you can use it as your first one coin routine if you don't have one yet. And I want to talk more about what makes the one coin routine the best coin trick in the world, in my opinion. First of all, it's simple, it's direct, it can be very visual, and it's easy for someone to understand. It's also a very familiar thing. It's a familiar idea. I talked about in my last video the public perception of magic and how most people haven't seen magic in real life. Certainly not up close or in their hands, just feet away from them. So with just keeping that idea in mind, it's easy for someone to follow this and appreciate it, because if they've seen magic in real life, it's likely from a family member pulling a coin out from behind their ear or something like that. Maybe someone at school showed them something with a coin. So it has that familiarity with it. The other thing is it can be long or short. One coin routines tend to be very modular. It's often a vanish and a reappearance and some sequence of those two things. The other cool thing about a one coin routine is that you can mess with that premise a lot. Is the coin vanishing and reappearing? Is the coin invisible and then it becomes visible again? Is it shrinking down so small you can't see it, and then is it re-expanding? So you can go beyond the idea of the coin vanishing and coming back. So it really opens up for you, all these avenues to go down. So with that in mind, it opens up the possibility of, if the coin's invisible, can it do other things while it's invisible? So now, can it pass through objects while it's invisible? Now we've opened up the idea of a penetration effect. We can do transportation effect. It can jump from this hand over to this hand. Is it able to do that because it shrinks down small enough, or it's up to you? So the one coin routine can also be a great creative exercise just for you as a magician, and as you work through sleights and playing with your skill set. And along those lines, it's just a great tool and an exercise for you to work on your sleights and to gain confidence and up your abilities with new sleights. One coin routines are very plug and play. Like I mentioned before, they're very modular. You could stop and start almost at any point during that routine. So instead of a French drop in this part, Maybe you want to use a different style of vanish, or maybe a new sleight that you're working on. Well, oftentimes you can just plug that into the middle of the routine. If it's something you're trying to work on and get smooth, it's best to have that within a sequence of other movements. And that will help that new sleight get smoothed out, because we often will practice something new by itself. If we're working on the retention of vision vanish, you will just do that vanish. But it's important to remember, any move that you're doing, any new move you're learning, you eventually need to put that in context. So something's always happening before that, and something's always happening after that. So remember to practice those things as well as the move itself. So a one coin routine is really great for that. It's almost like its own fidget toy for adults. This is my fidget toy, just a one coin in my pocket. I'll pull this out if I'm on the couch or if I'm in the grocery store. I'll go through little practice drills that I have. And I've made a video on practice drills that you can check out. I'll put the link in the description. But it's a great fidget tool and exercise tool. And one of the most important things about a one coin routine is that it's the perfect opener, in my opinion, because the routine can be long or it can be short. You can stop anywhere in the routine. It's just the perfect segue into something else. In the routine I showed you, I turned the coin into a coin wallet where I have more coins. So I can go into a 3-fly routine, or a coins across routine, or copper silver transposition using the spectator's hand. It's limitless. I could have produced a deck of cards, and then I go into some card tricks. Or the one coin routine can just be a standalone effect, depending on your circumstances. And oftentimes we're performing in a casual situation. So it's perfect for that. And speaking of being in casual situations, the one coin routine also solves the problem of using old silver dollars, where in any other circumstance, it would be pretty weird or awkward if you pull out 3 or more old silver dollars and do like a 3-fly effect. People might wonder, like, why are you carrying around those old silver coins? Aren't those valuable? Aren't those, shouldn't those be in a case or something? Well, it's not that awkward to pull out one single old coin. And it's easy to wrap a story around that. People often carry something in their pocket like a coin anyway. So I think there's a lot to be said with just having one single old coin, as opposed to always having like a coin set with a shell on it or whatever. There's just something innocent about one silver dollar. I don't think people would think too much of it. And as I mentioned in the routine, it's a great way to segue into those tricks where you have multiple coins. We've now eased the audience into the idea of magic. And another thing too is the one coin routine, it helps establish you as a performer. This is something simple for the audience to focus on, but depending on the moves you do and how well you do them, it establishes you as a skilled performer, and they're willing to watch more of what you have to offer. And on another note, with establishing your skill, magicians will oftentimes criticize the one coin routine as coin juggling, and that's not real magic. You're just juggling coins. But I tend to disagree from the audience perspective. Remember, most people have never seen magic in real life. The best thing you can do to stay away from a display of skill or juggling is to keep the routine short, I'd say 1 minute or less, and even closer to a minute might be pushing it. Just like an ambitious card routine, if there's too many phases, they might eventually be starting to catch on to what's happening. At the very least, they will know what is about to happen because you've done it 5 times already. So the same thing with a 1 coin routine. Keep it simple and direct. Try as much as you can to vary your sleights. And if you can, vary the premise within the routine. You could have the coin vanish and reappear. Maybe it's invisible and it becomes visible again. Maybe it's shrinking and then re-expanding. So play with these ideas and give some variation as much as you can throughout the routine so the audience is mystified instead of being made a fool of or felt like they're being made a fool of. If you say, oh, the coin's not there, it's over there, stay away from that approach and stay away from too much of a display of skill where someone could call it coin juggling. Add some character to your routine and add some texture to it. Some cool things that can add texture are just adding 1 prop, like your ring. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with the coin and a finger ring. So play with just adding 1 little prop, like the finger ring or even a Sharpie marker. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the coin and Sharpie marker. The coin goes into the cap, it comes out of the cap. The marker is a magic wand and it's causing the coin to vanish and come back. And ideas like this. So simple things like that can add to the 1 coin routine, and they can also help segue into the next trick. There's a plethora of finger ring magic that you could transition to. So do a few things with the coin, do a few things with the coin and the ring, and then do some ring stuff alone. And same thing with the marker. There's a ton of Sharpie magic. So these are all ideas to play with and think about as you work on your own 1 coin routine. Okay, so to begin, you have the coin in your right hand pocket. This is if you're right-handed. So everything I say, if you're left-handed, just switch everything. So in my left pocket is going to be the final production. This is one thing I do as an alternative to the jumbo coin ending, which is I don't want to carry a jumbo coin around. And so this sets me up to get into more magic, into another coin trick. This could be a cell phone or a deck of cards. You might have a little more problem hiding it, but you're just palming it for a brief second before that final transformation of the coin to whatever object you want to use. So coin on the right, your final production on your left. So I begin with whatever pattern you choose to use or choose to come up with. But this is the first vanish here is from Bobo's, the Mulholland slide vanish. This is one of the coolest vanishes, and you don't see many people doing it, maybe because there's no drawings in Bobo's for this particular vanish. But it's cool because it has this animation to it. The coins looks like it's falling into the left hand. What's actually happening is it's sliding. My hand's a little bit, the coin's sticking to my hand. It's sliding all the way down and then stopping right there. And then your left hand will be in front and curled under your right hand's fingertips. So at that last moment, when the coin's there, all you have to do is pivot your right hand at the wrist and just curl your fingers inward. Again, your left hand is just in front, so it has the feeling of the coin sliding and landing in your left hand. From there, you continue moving to the left, and your right hand will classic palm the coin. So you're here for just a beat, and I'll often turn my hand and come back, and then just kind of play with the invisible coin. I say this is, I've shown them one side and then the other side, and then this is supposedly the inside. So I end with my left hand in this position. Then I'm going to come over with the coin in classic palm and just lay it on my left fingers. Not the fingertips, but the main part of your fingers, as I pretend to grab this from the left hand. So I've just dumped the coin off in this action. Then from here, we're gonna produce the coin, and I'm literally just placing the coin that's on the left fingers into the thumb and fingertip of the right hand. As I wipe away, it looks like it just materializes. I say I'm unfolding the coin back to where it was. So from here, I just let it fall back to the left palm, and I close around it and turn over. What happens is the coin's mostly out of my hand, and then it's just a little movement with your fingertips to get it almost completely out of your hand. This is heel grip. So from here, I'm talking and I'm telling them there's some weird properties about this coin, and it just takes a little sweep under the hand and you can grab that coin away or steal it away. And then I'm continuing my gesture. So you're gesturing beforehand, you do the sweep, and you continue gesturing after. So with the coin in finger palm, you can do a Ramsey subtlety here. You can open your hand flat, but just keep it pointed towards yourself, obviously. And now to produce the coin or get the effect of a penetration, I turn the hand upside down, and I might drop my right hand. If that coin isn't all the way to the fingertips, you might drop your hand to let it slide down a little more, then immediately come back up and put your thumb under the coin as you meet your left hand. From here, you just push the coin out under the cover of the left hand. So it's in finger palm basically. Now your thumb is under it, and now your thumb mainly has control of it if you were to lift your fingers away. So it's easy to push that coin out. So then we can give the look of as if we're pulling it through the back of the hand. So it's just a gradual thing. The audience will see more and more of the coin. So practice that in the mirror to get the right look to it. You can tilt your left hand more or less, but find that right spot so it looks like it's penetrating. So from here, I wait just a beat and I show the situation. And then we're gonna do 2 moments where the coin jumps back. So the first time, I'm gonna do a French drop. So I'm showing the coin on edge, and I've done this in many videos if you wanna check back for more detail. But basically, I have the coin on edge, I swing towards the center where I do the move, and then I can come up and gesture in Ramsey subtlety as the coin jumps back to where it started. I follow that up with a retention of vision vanish. And again, I've covered this in other videos specifically. So if you want more detail, go check those videos out. but I do the retention of vision, move the coin immediately to balance palm. As I say, look, it starts over there, and now I can go into back thumb palm. And they're left with the memory of seeing your empty right hand for both times. Even though the first time you didn't show your empty right hand, we just French dropped. We did a Ramsey display. And then on the second time, they really see your right hand empty, but we're in back thumb palm. So as you go from balance to back thumb palm, you're turning to the right as well to cover your angles better. And this is a really convincing moment where the coin jumps back to the right hand. And again, I've covered this move in other videos in more detail, so go check those out. But it's almost an automatic move from back thumb palm. You're gonna drop your hand and stop. At the same time, you will open your thumb up, and that coin will just land in the correct position. It's just a weird inertia. It just always ends up there. So boom, the coin jumps back to where it started, and I show this for a beat. And now the last little phase, we're gonna up the stakes. So we're gonna put a barrier in between our hands, or the coin in our hands. So let's try this as if it's like some afterthought. You can do a French drop here. You can do like some toss vanish. You can do another retention of vision vanish. Anything you want here, but we're getting the coin into our pocket, or what looks like the coin into our pocket. The coin remains in your right hand. And this is just from Bobos as well. You pretend like you're pressing the coin through the material before finally revealing it there. Now I come up and away, and I'm gonna take the coin wallet out of my pocket the moment I flip this coin. So I'm coming up and away, my hand's still in the pocket, but when I do this, that's when I take out the coin wallet or whatever you're going to produce. It's just that extra moment of misdirection here that allows that moment to fly by anybody. If you were to show the coin and then take your hand out at the same time, you'll likely flash. So you want to break up when those two things happen. So the coin appears, we bring it up, and then over here, flip it, and then that's when you pull your hand out. Because people can't help but follow this shiny object in the air. And we've turned away from this pocket. So that's the ideal time this is a small movement. But if you're not doing it at the right time, people will look at it. So this whole action and turning away, it's the perfect misdirection. So the final production, it's just a shuttle pass, but it looks really good because of the contrast of these objects. So you're just turning your hand and staying in finger palm. And then this hand comes up from your side and turns palm up. So as it comes up from your side, I'm not really throwing this object, it's my hand stopping, and the wallet keeps moving for just another inch. It's kind of the flying shuttle pass concept from Jay Sankey. So you're here and then there. And the two movements just kind of flow together, but don't drop your phone or your deck of cards or your wallet. Also, this last production it's a great segue into something else. They might not want to see another coin trick, but boom, you're ready to go into another coin trick. And it's likely they'll want to see one more thing. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope you use it. So that's it for this week, guys. I really thank you for sticking with me, and I hope you enjoy this routine. I'm coming up with new moves and new sequences all the time. Like I said, this is an excellent exercise tool. Exercise for your hands, but also for your creativity. It's something that's endless fun, and there's endless combinations and endless avenues to go down. So I hope you have fun with it, and thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.